All right. I kind of want to see the stormy weather outside.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, guess what? Tav's excited.
It's all overcast and
ugly.
dark, brooding clouds.
And cold.
Yeah, I got to put on a flannel.
And awful.
It's amazing.
It's the worst.
I was like so excited to come home and put on like cozy clothes, and I was like, what am I gonna drink tonight? Because I was like thinking margaritas or something. I went and bought sugar-free margarita mix.
What you were drinking.
And then, but it was like cool out, and I'm like, margaritas are really more of a hot day slushy kind of drink.
Yeah.
Although when I go out, I always order them on the rocks now, because I found out from people who work at restaurants and stuff that they put more alcohol in those ones. Okay. So today seemed like a whiskey sipping kind of day.
Love it.
Straight.
Love it, love it.
Well, not really straight. It's on the rocks. But,
What kind of whiskey?
it's Fireball. I've had it in my freezer forever.
That's great.
It's so yummy.
It is
Just by itself. Like, but, I mean, I'm not, like, I used to drink it just like this, and then it became, like, a thing.
Yeah.
So now I feel like an ass when I say I'm drinking it, because, I don't know, some
You're a hipster?
dumbass.
I don't think it's a hipster drink.
I don't think it's a hipster drink. What is the right thing? What does it connotate?
I mean, I just think of it as, like, what girls take shots of, since they can't take shots of anything else.
I can take shots of anything.
I used to could. Used to could isn't really a word. But...
Oh, I mean, I choose not to.
No, even, like, just the smell of stuff. I'm just like, you know, I have zero desire to put myself through shot taking.
Yeah, well, I guess it's the recovery period. It just doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
It's like we're growing up. We're getting so mature.
That must be it.
Yeah, actually, a guy friend of mine used to drink Fireball. Like, that's who I would drink it with. Like, because he just liked to drink it, you know?
Yeah.
Not, like, for shots. So, I never really thought of it as really... He was kind of girly.
It's definitely...
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a protein shake. It's orange juice and protein.
Orange juice?
And vanilla protein. Tastes like a orange Julius.
Oh, I could... Okay.
Freaking delicious.
Sounds yummy.
I can't drink, like, protein by itself. It's just nasty.
Like in
Well,
water?
like with water, yeah.
Ew.
Or, like, my brother uses milk, and then they're just too thick for me.
Yeah, I'm never, like, enticed to drink milk, basically, at all.
I love milk. And see, I think my protein ruins my milk. So that's why I'm like, no.
I would be like, ew, you got milk in my protein. Or milk on a bowl of cereal
Yeah.
and eat it.
Or I can
But,
drink
like-
chocolate milk by the gallon.
Yeah, sometimes chocolate milk is all right, but, like, I don't want to drink the milk out of the bottom of my bowl or something. Like, that is just what made my cereal wet. It's not something to consume.
Oh, I drink the milk out of my bowl. Yeah.
And actually, in recent times, I pretty much do, like, soy milk or almond milk. I don't even want cow milk.
It's not the same.
Is it just weird to think that you're just drinking milk from some cow you never met?
No.
I think it's weird.
I think you're overthinking it.
I mean, that cow is making that milk for its baby, and we stole it.
That's true, but
And now we're just drinking it.
Yeah, but don't they kind of just, like, make it regardless of if they're having a baby or not?
Well, humans will do that too, as long as you keep milking them.
Oh.
Like, as long as there's supply, your body will create. Or, I mean, as long as there's demand, your body will create supply.
Interesting.
Which is how there's, like, wet nurses. Or there were. I don't know if that's a thing people do anymore.
I don't know.
But it is on Game of Thrones.
Oh, well then, it must be a thing.
I mean, it used to be a thing. But, yeah.
Have somebody else feed your baby.
Right. Because you're rich or whatever.
That's just weird.
I don't know. I'm really excited. I didn't eat dinner before you got here. But I'm really excited to like make some tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. I love soup. I'm a big soup eater, but I can't eat soup when it's warm.
I only like 3 kinds of soup.
I'll pretty much eat any kind of soup.
Yeah, I'm picky about my soup. Soup is kind of like a texture kind of thing for me. Like when there's just random just chunks of things, you never know
what it's gonna be.
What's gonna be in your mouth.
Well, I guess
I don't like not knowing what's going in my mouth.
Plus, probably a lot of soup has onions in it, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if you make the soup, you know what it's gonna be.
That's true.
Jesse got some bright... Oh, by the way, hi guys, I'm Tab.
I'm Jessie.
We're listening to Booze and Glues.
Woo woo! Booze and Glues!
Which,
there might not be so much glues today because Jessie didn't plan very good.
Well, there is gluing going
on. It's very slow process glue.
Yeah. I was thinking it would have been easier to glue the vertical things first.
But then I wouldn't have been able to use it to prop my pot up.
Well, then I was thinking, what if we set something underneath each side and you could use it to prop the side things
We
while
could do
they
that.
glue? Oh, just a thought. You got some, like, fire engine red spray paint.
Isn't that what color a
Glossy.
fire hydrant is?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Also, in the outdoor paint, they didn't have a whole lot of option.
No, I like it.
And I figured if I went with outdoor paint, it might last a minute longer.
I need to get some outdoor paint.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Paint stuff.
And look, it's got this cool, like, locking lid.
That is kind of cool. But then, I don't know if my handle... I have a spray paint. A couple of them. Like, spray paint handles. You know?
Oh.
That you just, like, squeeze the trigger.
Yeah, my hand... Oh, I need a...
Does it hurt?
I think I need to get one for my filing cabinet.
Oh, I was like, a spray paint handle for your filing cabinets? For when you paint
To paint
your
it.
filing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what kind of filing cabinet do you... Oh, we should finish what we're talking about. So, we needed fire engine red because we're making a fire hydrant.
Yeah. Our house, we got our keys this last week.
So exciting.
Woo woo! I am just kind of a crazy dog mom. Everybody looks at me like I'm nuts. But I don't want my dog to just have free reign of the yard to pee and poop wherever he pleases. So I've picked a spot in the yard. I put one of those like pheromone sticks in there. And I'm just making him pee and poop there. So every time because we're not moved in yet, we're just like slowly moving stuff.
Right.
And so every time we go over, we bring him and we'd go right to the spot, tell him to go potty. He's peed twice and pooped once so far in his corner. So, and then I was looking through Pinterest and I think I was looking at like kind of how to make a dog potty spot. That sounds really silly, but like what to put there, like wood chips
what
or
would attract versus make them uncomfortable or something.
Right. Or what's gonna like last a long time or what might like irrigate well. That's not the right word, but like
drain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at that and there was this cute little thing. It was like a fire hydrant, but it was made out of pots. Like terracotta pots.
It's really cute.
It's really cute.
Yeah, I think I might have pinned it on our crafts to do board already.
Oh, good. I forget about our Pinterest.
I'll scooch it over to the things we've done inside.
That'd be great.
Yeah, my fire hydrant, that's right. I have one right outside of our house over yonder. Right
I think they're mainly yellow these days.
Yeah, it's yellow. I don't know why.
I don't either.
Maybe it's easier to see, or maybe yellow paint's cheaper.
No, but I want a red one.
Or they're not as obvious. When I was looking on Pinterest, I also saw a thing that was like, check your local laws, but you can paint your fire hydrant. And it was like all these fire hydrants, like one was painted as like a Dalmatian with a fire hat on, and one was painted like all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
That doesn't seem right.
Where do people live?
Because, yeah, I mean, the whole point is that they can come find it.
Uniform and they can find it when they need it.
Yeah, you are driving down the street and the fire truck driver can say, look, there's a fire hydrant.
Right. You don't want to camouflage your fire hydrant.
No.
Because they're important when they're needed.
They really are a pain in the butt to have in your front yard, though, aren't they?
Well, ours isn't really in our front yard. It's like in between our house and our neighbor's house. So it's not like a parking issue or anything like that.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. At my parents' house, so we were on their old house. We were on a corner, and there was a fire hydrant like on the corner.
So
and technically you can't park close to it, right? So there's 30 feet of our whatever that you couldn't technically park next to.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe we just don't have that many people come over where we need a whole bunch of parking.
Well, we also had 5 grown adults in the house. Everybody who had cars.
Right.
And my dad has multiple cars.
Right.
So that was part of the issue.
Yeah. So it was less the fact that there was 30 feet that you couldn't park in and more the fact that you had more cars than you had
humans. Yeah. And then so when anybody else would come over, it's like, oh, sorry.
It looked like you were having a party at your house every day.
Yeah. All the spots are taken. You can't come.
Park down the road. Get a shuttle.
Bye.
Yeah, so Jesse's got some, what is that glue called?
E6000.
6,000. I was thinking 3,000 for some reason. That must be like
it's like industrial, like really.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super sturdy glue. It'll glue a lot of things. She's got some on her side. So there's a couple little side pots that make like the little arms where the hoses would hook.
Yeah.
And then there's, you put like a smaller pot on top of the big pot and a little tray, and it makes it look like a fire hydrant. It's really cute.
It's really cute.
So we're basically just going to glue all that stuff together and then paint it red. That's the game plan.
But it's not going to happen all tonight.
Well,
I can
not
tell.
while we're listening. Besides that, we can't spray paint inside my house.
Are you sure about that, Tad?
I'm feeling pretty strong about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is 100%. Of course.
I have stuff here.
Ooh.
Amazon presents. First, I wanted to show you that I got Molly's cookbook.
This is like I was like picturing a little book.
It's like for real. So I was remembering back because I didn't have like the full-on American Girl doll of Molly, but I had they had a paper doll set of hers. Do you remember paper dolls? You're probably too young.
No, I remember paper dolls.
I mean, I feel like if you gave kids paper dolls now, they would just be like, okay.
Yeah, like, why do I want to play with this?
Do they do anything? Yeah. So I remember having paper dolls. I remember, I don't know, I had some other, like, stuff like that, and then this cookbook. And
how cute is this?
A lot of it, it's really funny, because a lot of it's, like, recipes because of, like, it's World War II era, so everyone's on rations, right? So the recipes are, stuff where you can make cake with applesauce or like applesauce and honey instead of sugar and eggs because you didn't have those or, whatever.
How cute. What are these little things down here?
I think I didn't read the big front thing, but I think they're like place cards or something.
Oh, so you can have a little party.
Yeah. And then something else said like, talking points or something. So like if your family sat down for dinner together.
That is sweet.
You could have a conversation.
My family was totally making fun of me. I think it was Christmas, like, breakfast. We were eating, and, it's morning. We all just woke up.
Right.
And, like, I was just like, okay, what's your favorite candy bar? And then I made everybody go around in a circle, and my whole family had to say what their favorite candy bar. I mean, my whole family is, like, me, Blake, Jake, Emily. Me, Blake, my boyfriend. Jake, my brother. His girlfriend, Emily, and my parents. And my grandma.
Right.
But I learned a lot about people that day.
Yeah. This is the conversations we have every night at dinner. For the longest time, Jackson's favorite thing to say was like, what's your favorite color? And like, I'm like, you've asked me that literally 700 times. Like, you know what my favorite color is. I really don't.
Well, actually, I learned because I asked what your favorite candy bar is. And I could have, when my parents answered and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I think I knew that. And then Blake says, hot tamales.
I love hot tamales.
I mean, I love hot tamales too, but I never seen the man in all 3.5 years I known him buy hot tamales.
Didn't you give him hot tamales in his Valentine bouquet thing?
I did, but that's just because they were red.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I love hot tamales.
I
They're
do too.
probably my favorite candy. Like, if we're going to the movies, I always have to get them. They're great. They're also good for keeping you awake when you're driving a lot because they're spicy.
Good to know. Good to know.
Obviously, I like cinnamon flavored things. Red Hots.
Well, this
so
is
good.
just so cute.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna use like the little cookbook and have the boys make some stuff out of it with me. I remember specifically making like the twice baked mashed potato. They're potato volcanoes. So I was thinking we could do that
So cute.
over the weekend or something. Their last day of school's today, so
Woohoo! Congrats to all those graduates
party.
and whatnot.
I know. Lots of people. Oh, look. Yeah, see? If you could learn something, what would it be? I can't read the whole card. But it's a little question. Do you want to borrow these for next Christmas morning?
Maybe. Yeah.
I also have presents because I got our lights. I haven't opened them, but we'll see. Hopefully they'll work.
That'd be great.
I spray painted all of mine white.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put a little pink in the middle. I'm just still trying to figure out. I want it to be, more natural looking than I can make it by painting, I think.
You gotta be a really good painter to... Sometimes I see people paint things, I'm like, how did you do that?
All right. There they are. They're just these tiny little things. You just pop those little dudes through the center.
Oh.
We'll see. Hopefully they'll work okay. And I was thinking if, they're so small, because we punched the hole with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
On the egg carton flowers we made. You could always just tape or put a little hot glue,
Oh, yeah.
and it would keep it. Does it say? I'm assuming you need 2 of these batteries for each one, otherwise they wouldn't have sent us 4.
Probably.
But yeah,
Cute.
so I'm pretty excited. Actually, I went to use my scale last night and realized there was no batteries in it because I was measuring chemicals to put in the pool.
Oh.
And then I was like, I need batteries. And it was these kind of batteries. And I usually always, because I have a battery drawer.
Yeah.
Prepared, And that was the only ones I didn't have. I have all these weird batteries. So I was going to order some anyways. So that's good to know that they're this size. So we can finish our egg carton light thingy deals and take pictures.
Lovely.
Speaking of pictures, you're supposed to send me pictures of your church.
Oh, that's right. I will when I get home. I'll
Here's your
send you a
batteries.
picture of the done ones and pretend
They're the new ones we did.
they're the new ones.
I still haven't covered mine, so.
I brought the new ones to the house because I'm more likely to sand and paint there because there's room.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, I forgot I was out of that. Hopefully, soon that will happen. I can get that table's not fitting in that office.
Oh, yeah.
That little space that I thought was going to be my craft room is kind of just really way smaller than I had made. We went and saw the house a couple times, and then you go home and you
start thinking about the size of your furniture and
right.
how things actually.
And it was much bigger in my head,
right?
Than it is.
When you guys saw the house, was it furnished?
No.
So yeah,
which is not helpful.
No, everything seems way bigger, and then you go, oh, but when I put this couch in here, well, crap.
Yeah. My mom made fun of me because the living room and dining room is kind of funky. It's an L shaped, and it's a small house.
Yeah,
just flat out. It's a tiny house, and so our couch, in order to fit on the wall, I thought it was gonna fit on. It would literally be. You wouldn't be able to open the door all the way if the couch wasn't there. And so I'm like, shoot. So I'm trying to figure out that. And I'm kind of a freak. I measure.
You don't even have a long couch. You don't have a big couch.
No, it's a small house.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a small house. So I'm kind of a weirdo. Before I move into a place, I measure everything, and then I measure all my furniture, and I try to move it around electronically before I move it around physically, just because it doesn't require a lot of moving.
Yeah.
It's not always 100% accurate.
Well, I just draw pictures.
That's smart, too.
I just go, here's my living room, this is a couch, there's a table.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very good.
Yeah. Well, I try to figure out if it's, like, legit gonna fit
That, if you actually have the measurements and everything, like, spatially, you can really...
But I'm, like, trying to move this living room around, and I can't figure out how it's gonna work unless we're sitting, like, literally 15 feet away from the TV.
Is that too close or too far?
Way too far.
15 feet is too far from the television?
Yeah, it's, like, all the way across the room.
I'm gonna go measure
It's probably, like,
I'm gonna go
double
measure
what yours is.
my living room.
So I texted...
What if you get a bigger TV?
That's exactly what Blake said. No, I told my mom, I said, you know, if I tell Blake that we have to put the TV across the room from the couch, you want to know what the first thing he's going to say is? And my mom goes, we need a bigger TV. And I said, nailed it. Right? So then the next day, I can even show you the text to prove it. I texted him because he leaves for work way earlier than me. And I was like, I said, yeah, my mom and I kind of messed with stuff. And I think the TV might have to be across the room. And he said, so a bigger one is needed? And I screenshotted it and sent it to my mother.
That's great.
So,
what kind of lip stain are you wearing?
Is it Lord and Berry.
Wait, is it lip stain?
It's like a crayon thing. It's like a matte crayon.
Will, like, it move around? I mean, you've been drinking. I don't feel like it's moved.
Well, also, it's like... I've been wearing it. Is it still, like, good?
It looks great.
I've been wearing it all day, so it's, like, dry now. If you, like, first put it on, you can, like...
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. They're my favorite.
I want my lips to be bright-ass. Like, that matches the top of your spray paint. Bright-ass red.
It's bright-ass red. I didn't know I was buying such a bright color when I did.
It has a little orangey tint to it, and I love it.
I thought it was mostly just red, and I got it, and I'm like, well, this works too.
It's really cute.
I want every color of this whole, like, line. They're my favorite.
Lord and Berry.
That's the brand. I got it in my Ipsy bag.
Lord and Berry. Hit us up.
Hit us up and give me some more lip things. I told myself I was going to buy one a month because they're like $20.
Right.
And I didn't do that yet. So.
Well, my problem is I am constantly putting on chapstick because I have the chapstick thing.
You do. Yeah. And actually, I have a hard time with that the days I do wear lipstick because I want to put chapstick on.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll try and, like, put it over top. But then it's just, like, weird.
I can't. I mean, even just thinking about when you're like, it's dry. I've been wearing it all day. It's like making my lips upset. Like, I want to just put chapstick on right now, even though I don't need to because I'm thinking about dry lips. It's like compulsion. I can't not do it. So wearing, it looks like it's holding.
Might be able to do the next one. If we can just get it, like, tacky enough, you know, that it'll, like...
We'll just stand it up and do the topping thing, and then once that's tacky, you can lay it on the other side. Because you're going to have to lay it on that side.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
I'm going to do, Boji's barking at somebody? Oh, so when we were at, like, our small group Bible study thing a couple weeks ago, our friend Lauren's husband, I don't know how to say that.
Our friend.
Okay, let's start this story over. So when we were at small group Bible study a couple weeks ago, our friend Matt
Yes.
showed up, and he asked me, oh, hey, are you and Jesse still doing that podcast thing? And I was like, yeah, we are. And he goes, it reminds me of Saturday Night Live. And I was like, what? And he's like, you know, like the NPR ladies.
Oh my gosh.
On Saturday Night Live, Molly Shannon and Anna Gasteyer would do the, like,
Yep.
the public radio thing.
Yep.
I was just going to almost do that. I was going to be like, and now Jessie is placing glue along the rim of this pot. She's going to set it on top of the other one. It's a great look.
Molly Shannon's great.
Oh, I love her. She's
like, where did she go?
She's in movies and stuff, like random.
Really?
I saw her in something pretty recently.
Maybe, like, I see her and I don't know. I'm like...
Yeah.
Like, how cute is this?
It's really cute.
It's like a short, fat one.
I like it.
And I like it.
I like it a lot. It's going to be great. Yeah, I just really wanted to be on Saturday Night Live when I was younger. And in fact, my cousin and I, like, had a pact. Like, if either of us got on, we would have to, get the other one on.
Right.
Kind of thing. I don't think either of us ever did anything really more with acting after we got out of high school. So, no. But I honestly, like, I just loved it so much. And so Molly Shannon was, like, one of my favorite people because she was, like, that era. Okay,
freaking superstars, the greatest.
I know. She's so funny.
Like, how can you be so cool?
I'm looking through IMDb.
Oh, to see what she's been in?
To see what she's been in. Because I'm like, I feel like I just saw her in something recently, but maybe not. Oh, she did the Wet Hot American Summer, the reboot. Did you watch those?
I did, and she was in that.
I loved those. Those were great.
I don't know if we finished them. I know we watched a lot.
I'm just looking back because I feel like I just saw her in like some movie that wasn't like a new movie, but it was like something I hadn't seen. I'm not seeing it. Oh, she's on a bunch of like, so some TV show called Divorce.
Okay.
Oh, it's on HBO. Apparently she plays character on Bob's Burgers. I've never seen that show before.
Is that one of those cartoon ones?
Yes.
I can't stand adult cartoons.
They're not my favorite. I mean, I liked South Park when I was like a teenager.
See, South Park, I can't even handle.
And then...
Except for the thing I like about South Park is it literally makes fun of the world.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
And it's like...
They'll take shots at anything.
Anything. And I think that's funny.
They're actually pretty clever. Like
so clever.
Yeah, the stuff they do and say. But, I mean, I haven't watched it since, like, season 11 because I just got to the point where I was like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
You've gone too far. I don't need the, like, gratuitous, like, sex stuff. And, like, that's not clever.
No, we just watched an episode the other day that was, it was about... like the Wi-Fi router, and like everybody's Wi-Fi went off, and there's the like big Wi-Fi router, and nobody could figure out how to make it work, and they're like, little South Park kids went up and pressed the reset button, and it started working. But it was like this whole like world issue because people's Wi-Fi not working is a real issue.
It happens all the time at work. Last week, in fact, somebody came in and was like panicking. The computer's not working in this room and everything, and I'm like, hold on. And I like walked back there because it would have taken longer to like explain what was happening and have somebody go fix it. So I just like walked back to the room, checked the thing. Sure enough, and it's happened many times. So it's the first thing I check now.
Right.
When that computer in that room is not working, is that somebody hits the little power strip. It's like a toggle button on it.
Oh.
And they'll hit it with like the chair. And then the Wi-Fi goes off, and so then it can't connect to the servers. Anyways, a movie called We Don't Belong Here in 2017. A movie called, no, it's a TV series, Life in Pieces.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
What I can only assume is a movie called Fun Mom Dinner in 2017. Maybe some of these aren't out yet. Other People, 2016.
She's around.
Yeah, she's doing some stuff. There's like a bunch of like TV stuff and then some random movies. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I remember when that one came out. I never watched it. Ugh.
You want to hear my latest with my TB?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about your cough first, though.
Oh.
Because that's what reminded me about my TB.
So, Taz starts coughing and then Jesse's like, TV! I don't think I have TB. I was like, I don't have TB. And then I'm like, I don't.
You probably don't.
Think I have TB. No, so last night after trivia, we're out talking to my dad outside of our cars, and I had some stuff to get out of our car and give him. And so we were like standing there talking, getting ready to leave, and the wind came up really hard, and I like just like sucked in, and all of a sudden I started coughing. Well, I can tell because I have like cough-induced asthma, so like I can tell when it's like, oh, I have a tickle in my throat cough, and it's like my bronchioles are closing down cough. Like all of a sudden, like it feels differently. And so I like started coughing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in the car and take my inhaler. We get in the car, I like start going through my purse, can't find my inhaler. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I've got one in the glove compartment. Like, look in the glove compartment. Can't find my inhaler. Then I, like, start going through, because I have all these little pouches.
And panic is not good for asthma.
Right. And I'm sitting there, like, just being like, be calm, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And I'm, like, going through, because I have all these little pouches in my purse where I, like, keep different things.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, maybe it's in this one. Maybe it's in that one. Pretty soon I just dump my whole purse out in my lap. And I'm like, I can't find my inhaler. I'm like, and so I start, like, digging through, like, the side compartment thing in the car. And I'm just like, oh, crap. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And I had used it at work the other day, so I thought maybe I took it out and, like, left it at work or something. And so, and it wasn't in the glove compartment. And we're, in town, so I'm like...
It's not going to be soon till you're at your house.
Well, I mean, pretty soon. We were, like, on the Esplanade when I just was like, okay, I don't have it, So
okay.
I lay my seat down, and I'm, like, coughing and coughing and coughing. I'm trying to breathe. Totally in my mind, like, freaking out a tiny bit, but I was trying to, like, make myself...
Trying to keep your body calm.
Slow, breathe slow, try to, like, control as much as you can, Adam, I think, was probably going 60 on, like, 25s, because I could hear the car going, but I had my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And I think I scared myself a little bit, and I think it scared him too. But so he, like, rushed home as fast as he could, and I came in, and I got my inhaler. I had my regular one. I have a steroid one too, so I took them both, and I was okay in, like, 5 minutes. But that's, like, probably the worst asthma attack I've ever had. That's come on, like, so fast.
Right.
And I literally was just like, oh my God, like, what are we gonna do?
That's scary.
It was really scary. And actually, because, Brandon Crawford's wife, like, I follow her on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Jaylyn, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Her sister just recently died. And it was, like, super shocked, like, young, she has 2 young kids and stuff, and, like, the only thing I ever saw about, how she died or anything is she had posted something about, like, asthma's a serious thing. So then in, like, my head, I'm going, like, oh my God, people die. I've had asthma since I think I got diagnosed when I was, like, 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, oh, it's like, it's fine, I'm an inhaler. Right. That's the first time I ever thought, like, I'm gonna stop breathing. Like, it was scary.
That is scary.
And, yeah. So, now I'm like, lesson learned, be married to your inhaler. It's terrible.
That is scary.
But, and I'm, like, not trying to be dramatic, but I was just like, oh, crap, this could really be serious. I guess I just never really, like, took it that seriously. But I've never had it get to the point where it was getting difficult to breathe. Like, it was starting to scare me. And, of course, I didn't want to, like, tell Adam, like, get home. And I'm thinking, what if we get pulled over?
And they're trying to explain to the cop, like, I'm having an asthma attack, I'm gonna die.
Well, what scared me the most was that I was like, he was driving, right? And I'm like, if I had been driving, I would have just had to pull over.
Right.
And probably call 911, because...
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Like, what else am I gonna do? And I couldn't talk, so I would have been, like, calling 911 and just coughing into the phone and, like, hoping someone will trace it.
That's scary.
And how often am I driving on Highway 32 where I don't even have cell service? My inhaler is going to stay with me.
That is a great idea.
I'm like, I'm going to go refill it and make sure I have, because I have one in my other car. I just didn't have one in this glove box for some reason. I probably took it out for whatever reason.
Right.
And I just wasn't like...
That's scary. Does the heat not mess with them? Like, it's okay to sit them in the car for a long time?
I'm sure it's not the best for him, but if I can get something out of it,
yeah.
Like, even if I have to, like, pump it more than once, use it more than once just to get, like...
Yeah.
Be worth just having. I don't know. That was a little sketchy. I was a little nervous.
That's scary.
Yeah. I'm like, let's not get to that point again.
No way.
So, speaking of coughing.
speaking of coughing, I had a checkup appointment at my doctor on Monday. Supposed to just make sure that I was taking the meds still, right?
Well, aren't they supposed to, like, do blood work and test your liver at some point?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
You say that like, yeah?
Well, okay, so the public health nurse for Butte County, there's, like, one that's, like, assigned to my case, right? And she, like, calls me every month to make sure I'm okay and that I'm taking the meds and etc. And she seems really nice and really helpful. And every time she calls, she's, like, asks me, so did your doctor prescribe B6 when she prescribed you the medication? I'm like, no.
Like vitamin B6?
Yeah. I'm like, what should I be taking it? And she's like, well, do you feel tingling in like your fingers and toes? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, then you're probably fine. We just usually tell them to prescribe it at the same time because that can happen. So it's just to prevent that because your B6 gets low apparently on this medication. Then, so I'm like, that's great. She didn't prescribe that. And then another time she called, she's like, did you get liver work or like blood work done?
Liver enzymes
and I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, well, a lot of times they'll do that too since it's so hard on your liver. And I'm like, well, she didn't, and I'm like, at that point, I think I was 2 months in. I'm like, you know what, at this point,
yeah,
I'm okay. And so I had my 3-month appointment. I don't know really what was her plan in meeting with me. I think it was mostly just to make sure I was still taking it if I had any issues or whatever. But if I had issues, I think I would not wait for my 3-month appointment.
Right.
Anyway, so I didn't
Although you'd be surprised.
Yeah. I didn't really know what that meeting was supposed to be about. But so I get there. I check in. Well, and they have this sign that says, sorry check-in is taking so long. We have a new system. Which I'm like, fine. So they have a little sign-up sheet, and then they're calling people up to check them in. Because they have to, like, re-enter everybody's info in the new system and stuff.
Been there.
Right. So I got there at 8:05. My appointment was at 8:15. And at 8:30, they called me up to check in. So I'd been there a minute, which I could be patient.
It happens, yeah.
Okay. And they check me in. She's like, so you're just walking in today? I'm like, no, I have an appointment at 8:15. Oh, okay. Doesn't say anything. Checks me in for my appointment. I'm waiting. It's almost, I think it's 9 o'clock. And I see the lady that I'm supposed to meet with. She comes out and calls somebody else's name. And I'm like, oh, heck no. Because I saw them come in after me.
Right.
Saw them with my own 2 eyes. So I go up to the counter. And I was like,
can I just be devil's advocate here? Sometimes people show up early for their appointments and then other people show up on time so they could still have a sooner appointment time. I have to explain this to people every day.
Just wait. So I go up to the counter and I say, she just called somebody else. And she's like, what's your name? And I tell her and she's like, you don't have an appointment. I'm like, 1, why couldn't you have told me that at 8:30 when I checked in?
Right.
For this appointment that doesn't exist. 2, what the hell do you mean I don't have an appointment? So I pull out my calendar. I show her the card that says the day and the time.
Oh, good. I'm glad you had it.
And she's like...
Because people make mistakes. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to check. I'm like, maybe I came on the wrong day.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, this has been happening a lot lately. We didn't transfer... Like, some of the appointments didn't get transferred over.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Does not apologize. Nothing.
But... So when you said, I'm here for my 8:30 appointment...
Why wouldn't you check that I had an appointment?
That should have been the time to resolve this.
Yes.
Not another half hour later.
Right.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, it still kind of bugged me that she's just like, yeah, your appointment didn't get transferred, so she does technically have an appointment before you. I'm like, no, that's not really how this works. I'm like, I still had an appointment.
Right.
Just because you didn't transfer it. And I get it. Mistakes can be made. I can still get past that. But she wasn't taking like blame.
You say like, I'm so sorry.
This is really inconvenient and embarrassing. I understand.
We had our systems transfer. It's been a disaster. It's messed up a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm really sorry this happened to you.
No apology.
Nothing. Just like, so technically she had an appointment. You didn't.
I'm like, okay. So then she's like...
What time was her technical appointment at?
So then she's like, I can see if there's another doctor available, which I'm like, I don't really know what the point of that is. They don't know what's going on with me.
Or maybe you'll get a doctor who's like, hey, how come you haven't had any liver tests?
Well, no. So the guy I go see, finally, it was like 9:30. They called me back. And I told him, he's like, what's going on? And so I told him, and he's like, I know nothing about TB. And I'm like, I so appreciate you for like...
Being honest.
I would so much rather have a doctor tell me, I've never treated this, I don't know much about it, than pretend like they know, give me meds without doing the shit they're supposed to do.
Right, because if you're going to prescribe the medication, you should do the research, find out what you can.
Right. So I told him, I'm like, I have all these questions. Why didn't I get liver tests? Why didn't I get a blood test? Why didn't all this happen? And he's like, I don't know. So he's like, give me a couple minutes. I'm going to go like research and ask some people. I'm like, cool. And he comes back and he's like, I'm going to refer you to an infectious disease doctor.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't know
We
those.
refer people to that when they come in with like syphilis in their eyes.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't know that person existed.
Yeah.
Thank you. So then I get a call yesterday from the infectious disease doctor. Well,
They're
not
really
him.
hard to get into.
Yeah, she says, our first appointment's the end of August.
You're like, cool, I'll be done with
And I'm
my
like,
medicine.
my treatment's going to be done by then. All my questions are going to be, no, I'll either be dead from liver disease or fine.
Right.
So forget it. And so
I'll either be dead or fine. Well, that reminds me. So my friend Callie, that's our like thing always in life, because we've gone through some shit in the last 15 years we've been friends, and our like slogan that we tell each other whenever things are crap is, hey, things will work out or they won't. Because it's true. It's like, well, either it'll work out or it won't really work out.
And there's probably a reason for that.
But, like, one way or another, like, you're going to survive it or you won't. Yeah. But, like, worrying about it's not going to change anything.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So then I called the doctor and I just told him, I'm like, I don't know if you need it for your record. I'm not going to wait till August to go see this guy. Mm-hmm. And then I called that public health nurse. So I'm like, how come, like, nobody told me about this infectious disease doctor? I would have totally waited 3 months back then before I started the meds to talk to somebody that knew what they were doing.
Right.
She's like, well, California's doing this big, like, push to try to get all doctors to be able to treat this, like, latent TB. And the only way they can learn is to see patients. So we encourage them to do it themselves. And I'm like, I get that.
Yeah.
That's fine. And I said, but
part of treating it is that you have you have
to
to educate yourself and learn to do it.
Right. So I'm like,
you don't just take the patients, prescribe the crap, and then go, I'm done.
Yeah. So I said, well, how come she didn't do this? How come she didn't do that? She's like, well, unfortunately, they don't always like use us as a resource and, don't do the right treatment. I'm like, and I just told her, I said, what?
So you're playing guinea pig.
Right. I said,
my liver.
What if I was the 1 in 1,000 people taking this medication that did get liver disease?
Right.
And we couldn't spot it early because nobody did liver baselines, like,
right,
etc. I'm like, I said, I'm all for all the doctors being able to treat it.
Right.
That's cool. But this is like my life.
Right. This is my liver
that we're dealing with here. Like, luckily, I think, well, and I didn't even say that yet. I was like, this is my life. She's like, I know, like, I'm sorry. And she's like, well, but are you feeling okay? I'm like,
bitch, please.
I'm like, yes, I feel fine.
Oh,
but that's not the point. I was so frustrated yesterday.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
So frustrated. And then I told her, she's like, so you're about halfway done, right? And I'm like, yeah. I said, I've missed like 5 pills. I'm not very good at taking pills. Especially every single day for 6 months.
Right.
Well, that's why birth control is a really bad idea for me.
Yeah.
I should have a different option, but oh well, too bad, so sad. And I'm like 5 days behind or something. And she's like, oh, that's okay. She's like, they give you 12 months to finish the 6 months. So you're doing much better than other people.
Oh.
And I'm
like, I'm glad you didn't tell me that at the beginning. I would have missed lots of days.
No, I want to get it over with. But yeah, I'm just like...
So, are you halfway?
Yeah, I've in 4 pills, I'll be halfway.
Oh my gosh. 3 months sounds like just the right amount of time to like get moved in, get things, settled and cleaned and how you want them to be, and have a sweet house party.
Then we're gonna have our kegger. Because my dad said he'd buy us a keg if we bought a house.
Dad, you better follow through.
Whoop, whoop.
We're waiting.
So, yeah, I think this weekend is gonna be... We had a carpet guy come in today. Do you know how much carpet should really cost?
Well, I've bought carpet and had it installed. Depends on the carpet you get.
Well, I would just want cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want carpet forever, but I don't want to re-floor the whole house because we want to change the kitchen.
So, what is the floor right now? Carpet?
It's like 2 different kinds of carpet,
Like
and
nasty.
it smells in there.
Nasty carpet.
I just need the carpet out.
Are they going to change the pad too? Because that might be the smell.
Yeah, probably. I don't even... Actually, there's not a pad in a lot of it.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. It can get pricey.
Yeah, so the cheapest this guy could do, which it's only half the house, and like I said, it's a tiny house.
And it's cheap carpet.
And it's cheap carpet, was like a lot of money. So we're going to go to Lowe's tonight and see if they can do it.
How much is a lot of money?
It's like $1,100.
We don't have to...
It's like $1,100.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. My house in Chester, I had like pretty cheap carpet, but it was like, what's that stuff that's like flat? I hate this shit. I mean, it's not mine.
Oh, the tighter one.
I want to say like Berber. Is that a word?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that a carpet?
Maybe.
The opposite of shag. Okay. The kind where it's like all laid down.
Yeah.
So it's like almost flat.
Yeah.
And it's like tied down. I'm not explaining this well. Anywho, it was a 3-bedroom house, and the only place I had carpet was in the bedrooms, and it was probably something like that. I mean, that's the carpet and pad and installation.
Right. Well, and that's what his price included, but it was $10.75 a yard, or yeah, a yard. And like, I get the Lowe's price doesn't include installation, but they have carpets like for less than $1 a square foot, which is like $3 a square foot.
Right. And I think this was probably 15 years ago, but I think at that time, I want to say it was like around $1.68 or something for our carpet, like per square foot.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you got to calculate in pad and installation.
Yeah. So we'll see.
But
I don't know.
Wait, so 10 something a yard. That's a square yard?
Yeah. I assume Blake is not very good at relaying information.
Yeah, you should get everything in email. Well, because like a square foot, so it'd be 3 times that, right? So
it'd be like $3.50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if like the carpet you were looking at was that cheap, but then pad, and then to install. Yeah. I don't think. I mean, that doesn't sound like outrageous, but you should always get more than one quote.
Yeah, we're gonna get somebody else.
Does Lowe's install carpet?
Yeah.
Did you go to the flooring guys?
No. Out
on 99. What's that place called? Flooring Brothers.
Oh, Floors by Ray?
Floors by Ray.
Is that the one?
I think maybe. I think that's
or Wood Brothers Carpet?
Maybe it was Flooring Brothers.
There's lots of flooring places.
Ray's Flooring Brothers. Ray's Carpet Flooring Brothers.
We'll find
Flooring Carpet Brothers. Ray. Ooh. Is it sagging?
I don't want to chance it yet.
Anyway, it's the one that's out, like, if you're headed out to, like, Butte College. Oh. That might be, what did you say? Carpet Brothers Flooring?
Oh, which one? I thought one might be Wood Brothers, I think.
Wood Brothers? Carpet Brothers.
Wood Brothers Carpet got a deal for you.
Yeah, they had a deal for me. That's, I think, where I got mine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like that thing where, you have to figure out what's important, what you need to do. Mm-hmm. And, like...
Question, if you rip all that carpet up, what's under there? Concrete?
No, well, like the master bedroom has like hardwoods, but they're really beat up and really ugly, and I don't really want to refurnish them.
I think I equated your that's what you call it, right? A master bedroom?
Yeah.
A master
Master.
Your mom was talking about it the other night and said that it was like wood on the floor, wood on the walls, wood on the ceiling. I'm like, it's like a big coffin.
It is kind of.
It's like a big coffin inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, because there are other options. Like, if you want to get the carpet out and you want to get this, like, pad out, like, or whatever, like that's a smell issue, then you can rip it all up. If it's slab underneath, you put this stuff on that cleans the concrete. It, like, sucks all the stains out. And then you can epoxy it. You can stain
it's weird woody stuff underneath. And also there's like 5 crawl spaces.
Wait, so this has a foundation?
Yeah.
Oh, this is rare for a Chico house.
There's like way too many crawl spaces in this place.
Under house crawl spaces.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's one underneath the fridge. So to get to it, you gotta move the fridge. There's 2 in that tiny office. And one goes to one part of the house, one goes to another part, and then the one goes to the front part.
Has anybody checked for bodies?
Yeah, I mean, home inspector and appraisal both went down there. Or at least looked down there.
Specifically for bodies?
Not specifically for bodies, no.
What about, I mean, because, like, John Wayne Gacy, like, put bodies... Wait, is that the right guy?
I don't know all these murdery people you speak of.
Who's the guy who killed all the young boys, and he, like, put their bodies, like, he, like, plastered them into the walls and stuff. So creepy.
That I just don't know.
I'm gonna look at real quick, because I'm pretty sure. This is so cute.
Can I write your pen report?
Yep. 30... tortured and murdered at least 33 teenage boys and young men in 6 years in Illinois.
I just, like...
He put them in the walls and in the crawl spaces and all the places.
That is so weird.
Wife apparently had no idea. These boys would just go down in the basement with him and would never go home. Huh?
Yeah, how does she...
Oh, no! No! Something.
I need another bottle of spray paint.
I have several. I probably have one, like, not that far. Because we want something the same height, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think one of these will work? One might be okay. It's just a matter of, like, keeping it there. Are you going to put, like, more? Or fill in the cracks?
I don't know. Because that's a big crack to fill in.
Hot glue? What did they do on Pinterest?
It wasn't a link to anything. It was just a link to a picture.
Son of a bitch.
At least the one I found. I don't know if the one you found.
We do that all the time.
Huh?
I said we do that all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Except what I should do is put an actual, like, the RSS feed, like the link to the episode.
That would be good.
They open it and they're like, ah, damn it. I gotta listen to this whole podcast.
Well, and it's not like we explain how we do it.
Nope. We say things like, glue some pots on some pots. Whoop, whoop! Oh, did you see this really cute burlap wreath?
That's adorable.
And we could make one.
Do you have a screen door?
Yes.
On your front door?
Well, yeah, I got like a security one though, because I didn't want to just have a screen door. I wanted to have a screen door that I could close and lock and not be worried about people coming in to murder me.
With the door open?
Yeah. But like I can leave that open and it's locked and it's metal, so it would be hard to break in. And we can leave it open all night.
Yeah, that's what's on our front door. But I don't know if I love it. Can you find a way to put a wreath on there?
I screwed a screw straight into the metal meshing and hung stuff on mine. Boom.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, that was another thing. We went to go buy doorknobs, and there's 1,005,000 doors, first of all.
Oh, because it's an old house, so, like, everything is separated by a doorway.
Well, and I'm not even talking about the inside yet. There's 8 doors I need to buy doorknobs for just in the front house.
Wait, on the outside?
Well, the front house and the shed.
In order to just change the locks.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Well, and also I'm picky and I don't like the gold ones.
Oh God, I hate the gold ones.
So it's mostly because they're the kind that you can change the lock. You know, they've got the little key in it and you just have to get a new key.
Right.
So technically I could change the lock.
But why not just
But they're ugly.
I know. Well,
But to change all the locks is like $500.
really expensive, yeah.
Doorknobs are not cheap, man.
Yeah, no, I've been there. Okay.
The world is an expensive place, boys and girls.
On this terracotta pot one, first of all, I really think this lady stretched this picture out. I've never seen a terracotta pot that's that skinny.
Yeah, that's the one I found, and I was like, what the heck?
It's like tall and
I mean, I kind of like
skinny.
my short, fat one.
I like it. You should have got the teeniest, tiniest. Weren't there even smaller clay
No, that
pots?
was the smallest.
Where did you go?
Joann's.
Oh no, there's definitely smaller ones.
I looked
Because
in
that's-
both places with the pots.
That's the size I bought to put your grandma's in, and I almost bought a smaller one.
I'm pretty sure that this was all.
Well,
At least this is all they had at
Let's
the.
go see what this lady did. It doesn't look like she filled in the gaps, though. I'm looking. Oh, this page doesn't exist. Is that what you got?
Yep.
Fine. Fine, then.
I mean, I just am so thrilled. And
It
the
is really
pots,
cute.
they were $10,
Well, that's not bad at all.
and the spray paint is $5. So $15, and you have a cute fire hydrant in your backyard.
Yeah. And I told you, I looked online to see if I could find one. And they were like on eBay. Vintage fire hydrant, $450.
No thanks, dude.
Yikes. I don't know what you would have to be smoking.
To want that, you would have to have a lot of money.
And be really, really into fire stuff. I mean, I could see, like, a firefighter, like, having a den with all of his stuff, and, like, ooh, that would be cool, but I don't know if it'd be $450 cool. Some of them were $1,000 or, you know, I mean, crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one I saw that I thought you could just do,
Oh.
like, plastic stuff, but it would not be as sturdy for outside, I think.
Yeah, like, what if he pees on it like a real dog?
Okay, here we go. This says, check your local laws first, but painting a fire hydrant in front of your house, blah, 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 blah. Look, they painted it like a dog.
I don't think you can do that.
Pretty sure you can't do that.
I mean, it's adorable.
Yeah, it's cute, I guess. This one, they made a minion. This one, they made Mike Wazowski. Maybe you can. Maybe in some places you can.
Interesting.
Oh, red, white, and blue fire hydrant. I could get on board with that. This one they made into a creepy bug-eyed monster thing.
That's weird.
It makes me feel uncomfortable looking at it. Here's a lamp that you can make out of a fire extinguisher. Oh, that one they painted like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I love Winnie the Pooh.
Maybe it is a thing you can do. Now I'm gonna, like, check my local laws. What the heck?
Or these people have all been arrested or charged a fine.
I'm really, I find this very interesting. Anyway, what our podcast should not be is us looking up things on Pinterest.
Probably not.
Kind of boring.
Well, it's got to be a bigger one because I have these ones higher up.
Oh. Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't remember.
Me neither, actually.
I just put 2 shots in my glass. I don't even feel it.
How is that perfect? I'm perfect.
Super perfect. Do we have anything else to talk about? Moving. Boxes.
Moving's a bitch.
Ugh, it's the worst thing. But we really will help you.
I know.
I like to help other people move.
Well, I like moving. And see, actually,
It's exciting.
that's actually part of the problem.
You want to get a bunch of stuff done before you move.
What I like, that, and like I like to move, but I'm really, really like A-type about it. So it's like Blake won't help me because he's like afraid he'll do something wrong, which is true. He probably will.
He's gonna do something wrong.
So it's like, it's just like hard. Because I'm just a freak. That's really all. That's all it comes down to.
Well, I was just thinking that we could help, but
I'm thinking this weekend.
I was kind of thinking this weekend because it seems like next weekend is really full of stuff. I mean, Father's Day.
Yeah.
That escape room thing on Saturday, which I know your mom was going to. Other stuff. Oh, we want you guys to go to a baseball game on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do that.
Cool.
I'll do that. Okay. Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, since I'm sitting here in silence looking at laws about if I'm allowed to paint the fire hydrant. Yeah, so
Things and stuff. It's been fun.
we should get somebody to say these things for us, like the British lady, to say like follow blues
Blues and glues.
on Instagram and Twitter. Okay, did you know that a while ago iTunes changed?
I think people still just call it iTunes because it's like its own app.
Yeah, it's always been like that. But I always hear, like, I've heard always people telling me, like, on my podcast that I listen to, rate and review us on iTunes. But now everybody's like, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Or wherever you get your shit.
Well, let's say that then.
Yeah. Find us on all the interwebs and the social medias.
Like us, love us.
Talk to us, share us with people you love.
We got to work on getting a picture.
Share us with people you don't like. Oh, I don't care.
A lot of our followers are like stoner bros.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I'm feeling, I was like, I'm not even feeling this, but what I am feeling is just like a little sleepy. Okay.
Bye, guys.
My drink's gone. You didn't say any of the things.
I didn't have a drink. Say any what things?
The things.
Bye, Felicia. Drink up.
You have craft.
You've been saying drink up lately.
Because I was trying to prompt you. Drink up.
You have craft to do.